What's going on, my brothers and sisters around the world? It's your boy, Terrell Humphrey, Willis T, Phase Knowledge, Willis T, and Terrell Humphrey. And today for episode 13 gonna be something serious. I ain't gonna lie, I got my dog, Jawan Rohan. I said it right?
Rohan.
Right?
Yeah.
Rohan.
Yeah.
Listen, man, this man did like 7 lives within one. Man, I ain't gonna lie. This episode gonna be special because it's episode number 13, and because we got Jawan as a special guest. Ooh, Jawan, what it do, brother?
What's good, man? Good morning. I appreciate you having me up here, man.
Man, I appreciate you for coming. I appreciate you for coming. So before we start with the podcast, man, who is Jawan?
Jawan is a father and a progressive entrepreneur. And I say progressive because a lot of people say serial, but I feel like progressive, it means in stages, right? And you're continuously building and progressing, right? Whether it's one endeavor or multiple endeavors, I'm progressing. So I'm a progressive entrepreneur.
How did you come up with that? Like just to describe
I really like the word. I'm a huge Nipsey Hussle fan, and he has the word prolific tatted on his like eyebrow, right? And when he passed, I was thinking about getting that tatted, not on my face or anything, but then I was like, let me think of another word that kind of describes me. Like prolific is dope, but progressive. I like progressive, right? Like. And so I just started going with that. And then I was like, progressive entrepreneur. I never heard of anybody say that. They always say serial entrepreneur. So
that's hard. So you like a visionary. You like a visionary type person, aren't you?
Nah, I ain't the most visionary. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself the most visionary. I mean, sometimes, yeah. I'm a creative. Creative. So, I do music, and that's kind of where like my creative side is. I like to write. But as far as visionary, possibly it depends what we're talking about, right?
Because the reason why I asked you that particular question about being a visionary, because in order to realize something like that, you got to have some type of vision. Like okay, prolific means this, and this is why I mean that. Now let me find something that resonates with me.
Yeah. Instead of just like taking that.
Yeah, that's hard. That's hard. Yeah. So what all by being an entrepreneur? What all do you do?
Oh man, I got a little whiteboard over here. So I do real estate. I'm a realtor. Do some. I'm a notary. So I'm a notary in California. I do music. It's been a while since I had my kid. It's kind of hard to switch from dad mode to musician mode. But I do music. I got a podcast, the Misguided Podcast, where I teach you how to build wealth through business and any financial literacy tips. I got a clothing brand. I got 2 clothing brands, really. But one, I've had this. This is like my first kind of endeavor is Till Infinity Clothing. And I'm an author. I wrote a book on financial literacy back in the pandemic in 2020. And then I'm an investor. So a bunch of shit. A bunch of shit.
Man, that right there is incredible. So the reason why I asked you, like, what all do you do as an entrepreneur? Because it leads us to the topic today. What is your why?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. What is my why? Oh, damn. That's the first question? God damn. You got me stumped.
Listen, because like I said, like before we even start recording, I'm like, it's gonna be a natural conversation, to be completely honest.
Yeah. No, that's a good one. What is my why? I say my why, I say I have 2 different whys. Or no, I don't know. When you become a father, right? I'm a father of 2. Obviously that's your why, right? Is your children. So now I can say that's my why easily, but I'm trying to think of like when I started to become an entrepreneur, I didn't have kids, right? And so what was my why? My why was, to build a fucking empire, right? You look at these rich white folks and they have like an empire, right? And I just wanted that. I wanted not like my last. I mean, yeah, it's gonna sound like whatever. It's gonna sound however it sounds, but I wanted my last name to be well known. You know what I mean? I wanted an empire around my last name, and I wanted to build a family and build generational wealth. So I guess that's my why. And then as I got kids, that even strengthened my why into building an empire for them.
That's powerful. So let's go back to the beginning phase. Before the kids came along, before you actually start getting like accommodating all these businesses in the beginning. But your first business, your first time, you was like, all right, I'm gonna believe myself, actually do it. If it work, it work. If it doesn't, it doesn't. How was that? How was your mindset then, from then to now?
Well, I mean, in order kind of to answer that question, you got to go like way, way back, right? And so I guess I spent like most of my life focused on one thing, basketball. So I played basketball all my life. I played college basketball, and I had hopes of, you know, just like every kid, going to the NBA. Mind you, I'm 5'9". I was 165 pounds in college. Like it's not really really possible, right? And so that didn't hit me until like senior year in college. It was like, oh, like I'm not making it to the NBA. Like I'm gonna have to go overseas or something. That's totally possible, easy to do, right? But it's like, do I really want to do that? So as you know, I'm going through all these stages of like, damn, I spent my whole life doing basketball and I don't really have a plan after. And I went to an all-white school, right? So I went to an all-white private liberal arts college in Colorado, a very conservative town in Colorado Springs. And what I started to notice is that these, you know, I would go to dinner with these white families and just talk and see how they build wealth and be very curious and just ask questions like, how'd you get to where you are, or how are you able to afford this school for your kids? It's an expensive ass school. We're talking 60 to 70K a year. So and I just was asking questions, and you know, and a lot of it came down to like not knowing what I don't know. If that makes any sense, you know what I mean? Like we aren't taught these type of things. You know, my parents never went to college. So I'm a first generation and I'm just learning a lot of things. And so after, I was like, man, why I don't know any of this? Like, why no one taught me this? Why schools don't teach me this? Why I'm in here learning about fucking the Pythagorean theorem? Like, you feel me? Like, so I just started to ask questions and try and see how I can go about learning generational wealth. So I guess I get out of college. I'm working jobs just to figure out what I want to do, right? And I come across a like-minded individual, similar background, and just similar mindset. And he kind of introduced me into the entrepreneurial world, and we became really close friends. And then I guess he kind of put me on to this. He was like, "Hey, Jawan, you ever heard of the app Turo?" I was like, "Nah, what is that?" And he was like, "You know, you rent out your car and you can make like passive income." I was like, "What?" And he started just getting a car. He got a car and it was making really good money. He was like, "I'm about to go get another one." He got another one. It was making really good money. He was like, "I'm gonna go get another one." And then he quit his job. We both worked at the same job, Coca-Cola. And I was like, oh, so he doing it. And so I was like, all right, let's go get my car. So we went out, got my first car. And that was kind of like the entrepreneurial start that didn't end. Because what I mean by that is, when I say it didn't end, is because I've always had like an entrepreneurial spirit. Like I started building when I was in high school. I sold cell phone cases and flipped glasses when I was in, you know, middle school and stuff like that, right? I always dabbled in something, but I never followed through because my main focus was basketball. Now that was over, I was like, ooh, I got time on my hands. You feel me? So, yeah, I like 4 or 5 years ago, whenever that was, I got into the business of Turo, and that was my first entrepreneurial thing that stuck.
That man, listen, and that's all it takes. So let me ask you before I ask my other question. So when you was brought up, when you was you raised by a single parent?
Yeah, yeah,
Mm,
mamas.
mm. How many siblings?
One, one that I was with like the whole time, but I
Mm-hmm.
got a couple siblings out there from my dad's side. But from
Okay.
my mom, just my younger brother. He's 6 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
so we grew up together.
Okay. So the reason why I asked you about your upbringing because everything ties into the topic. What's your why? And all actuality, like you said, like you ain't ever been around that type of success. Like you're meeting success in person for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy that you're actually like implementing everything that you're seeing because it's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard, but yet it's durable because the next person is doing it. And that's all it took. Shout out to my mama. Shout out to my mama because she raised 3 boys by herself.
That's tough. I'm
3.
raising one boy, and I got my fiance, and that shit is tough.
That is, bro, that is crazy. Then just
Yeah,
looking at society on how like she maintained 2 to 3 jobs just to
yeah,
provide for us.
yeah. That's crazy, bro. I yeah, it's, I respect moms out there, and especially being a black mother, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole nother pressure, right? My mom's is white as hell. My dad's black,
Mm-hmm.
but my mom's is white as hell, and still
Mm-hmm.
it was hard for her. So I can only
Mm-hmm.
imagine for an African American mother, you know.
Mm-hmm. And what I came to realize, bro, it's not even about a race thing no more. It's about we got the same story. Now, how can we implement this in our life to become better than we was for our upbringing? Because
Hmm. Hmm.
that's what life is. You got the
Yeah.
same story as the next person, but how you gonna be different from that?
It's how I think a lot of people struggle with that, but it's how you ask questions. I think asking questions is very underrated. A lot of people don't do it because they don't want to sound dumb. But if you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
throw me in a room with a lot of white folks and I'm gonna be the only black person there, I'm gonna ask
Mm-hmm.
questions, right? Um, and I'm just gonna wonder. And if you not, then that's it's kind of like that. I always said if I was to never to leave Berkeley, where I'm from,
Mm-hmm.
and go off to college in a different state, I'd be in a totally different place. Because staying in that same neighborhood, it's like that crabs in the barrel
Mm-hmm.
mentality, right? And when
Mm-hmm.
I went out to college and put myself in a different environment, it opened my eyes and it made me start asking questions. So
Mm-hmm. So would you say that phase that you went through in college was a self-development phase?
subdevelopment phase into what, like me?
Until you, yes, sir, into yourself.
Yeah, for sure. That was the best time of my life. Like I think it was all worth it. Like, a lot of right now, the huge thing is college. You don't need to go to college. It's a scam, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I think college is I don't think it's a scam. I think the system is a scam.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think what it can provide for you is a scam. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think if you use it as a resource, it's a scam.
Mm-hmm.
I think the way they do things there is a scam. What they teach is a scam, right? And the money that they charge you is a scam. College should not cost that much.
Mm-hmm.
But what I mean is, I went to college and I learned a lot, experience wise,
Mm-hmm.
and I networked with a lot of people. I got people I can call today and ask for something, right? That I need, and they got my back, right? Whether it's just a friend or
Mm-hmm.
a professor. I can call the dean of students right now at my college because we were so close and ask for a huge favor. Like, for
Mm-hmm.
example, the dean of students wrote a personal letter for me when I applied for the FBI. Crazy, I
Mm-hmm.
know. That's a whole different topic, but personal letter, like, where can you get that type of influence, right? Like, you can't just go in the
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood and ask for like, if I was still in Berkeley, I couldn't walk myself up to Cal and ask for a reference letter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Man,
I
and you
think if
know
you
what's
make
so?
the best.
My bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was done. I was just saying, I think if you make the best of the situation in college,
Mm-hmm.
then it works out.
Man, so before we went on live, I was telling you I was posting this video, right? The video I
Mhm.
was posting, what I said was, if I have your number, hey, we locked in forever. Because why I might not use it today, but I'm gonna use it.
Yeah.
And you said the exact same thing without even watching that video, and that goes to show me like we on the right path.
Yeah. Yeah, for real, for real.
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy. So let me ask you this: do you have any regrets in life?
Ooh, damn, dude, your questions is good. Hey, you're a little better than me, man. I thought I had good questions on my podcast. I give you your props.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you just hitting them too. It's not like no bluff questions in between the major questions. It's just major one. All right, major one. All right, major one. So I feel it. What do I have any regrets? A lot of people say I don't regret anything. It made me who I am today. I think that's low key bullshit sometimes. I think sometimes people do have regrets. Maybe I say some of my regrets is not taking the open shot sometimes. I think I get in my head a lot. And really, this can apply to basketball, right? Like literally when I was playing basketball, sometimes I would be scared to shoot because if I miss, I'm gonna get pulled from the game. Simple as that. Simple as that. Right. So I'd be scared to take the shot. Yeah, it's open. Yeah, I know I can shoot. But if I miss, I'm coming off. And now I gotta wait around for my next turn. Right. And that literally started from basketball. And I think it carried over into real life of where I think too much. I overthink situations too heavily, too deeply. And right now I'm doing it too much. I'm in the process of buying a home and I close on Friday and I'm just thinking too much. Like the deal almost went south yesterday and I almost had a heart attack. So like that just right there, afraid of taking the open shot. So yeah, there's been a couple open shots that I should have took, and I kind of regret not.
And man, listen, because I was sure about to ask you. So that same analogy can be transitioned to life, to real life,
Yeah.
right? So how are you getting over the fact of overthinking things? Because we get so stuck in our head. Like you said, if you just take a shot, you take the shot. If you make it, you miss it. I mean, if you make it, you miss it, right? That's the same concept with life. If you don't take that shot with the desire that's in your head to actually keep striving for greatness, you're gonna always overthink it. So how are you overcoming that in your everyday life?
One of my favorite quotes is the Michael Jordan one. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. I failed over and over in my life again. That shot quote, right? Whatever. And so it kind of comes down to like not being afraid, right? Like, yeah, just not being afraid to take it. But repeat your question again, and
how did you overcome that in your everyday life?
Yeah, so I still am trying to overcome it, right? Like I haven't. I just think, the more times you fail, the more times you learn. So instead of being scared to take the shot and learn why you missed it. Was it your form? Was it because you were anxious and your hands were shaking? Learn why you missed it and not just be afraid. Another quote is it's like the ask for apology later, ask for forgiveness later, right? I forgot how that goes, but it's pretty much like saying do what you got to do and ask for forgiveness later. And so yeah, that's kind of how I'm trying to overcome it.
That is hard, bro. Because like it did, like what's so crazy? What my brand represents is failure is knowledge, right? Because you have
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
fail in order to succeed. And then if you never took that shot, you wouldn't know if you would have made it or not.
Yeah.
And we get so stuck in our head to where like fear overcomes our actions and we start prolonging the process and the success. In reality, the more you fail, like you said, like Michael Jordan said, the more you fail, the more you learn about yourself. The more you be like, all right, so now I need to put my shoulder, my elbow up, follow through. Just like that. If it go in, it go in. But it's fundamentals that we always forgetting about.
Yep.
Not just with basketball, with life.
Facts, man. Yeah, it is. And a lot, like, a lot of a lot of success comes from failures, right? Like a lot of people only talk about the success stories, right? When they post to social media, when they post to TikTok. And so that was kind of why I started my podcast. It's very similar, you know, failure is knowledge. But I started my podcast because I wanted to show the struggles in business, the struggles an entrepreneur is literally going through at the moment, not what they went through 10 years ago, right? Because a lot of the people, they wait until they've made it to tell their story, right? You think of the big time people, they don't tell their story until they made it because they don't want to be embarrassed. Why I started the podcast is to tell the story as we're going through the struggles. Let the people know what's happening right now and why you're struggling and how you're going to correct it, right? So that's kind of, yeah.
That's hard. That's hard, man. So when did you come up with that meaning for your brand, for your podcast?
I did it in 2020, right? Like the first day of the pandemic, bro, like in March. Whenever they announced the pandemic, I think it was like the day after, or it was literally on the day of the pandemic starting. So
let me ask you this. This one gonna hit it on the nail. What's the biggest thing that you learn about yourself? From let's say when you started entrepreneurship, when your first Toro car, from today, what's the biggest thing you learn about yourself?
Damn, man, you be having me stumped. First, learn about myself. Shit. I think the mental is like your strongest muscle. Like my mindset is like almost like my heart. If that makes any sense. It's like what keeps me alive, what can determine if I die out. Like my mindset and not just business but life is like the main organ. It's not an organ, right? But it's like the main thing.
That's hard.
Yeah. So I guess like that's like I learned that about myself, right? Like I learned that my mind can overcome pretty much anything. Obviously not like disease or anything, but my mind could overcome any failure.
100%. 100%. Like I said earlier, like we get so stuck in our head, and what we're doing not even that bad. It's not even that bad as we're making it seem like.
Yeah, true.
See what I'm saying? With you like having the mindset to strengthen your mindset every day, you're becoming more aware of yourself than you were when you first started, like a couple years ago, like 6-7 years ago. Now you're more open to your environment, and now you're learning every day. Just like you said, you gotta learn how to ask questions. I had to learn how to ask questions, bro.
Yeah. No, it's facts, bro.
Because everybody has a story. Everybody has a story, but everybody also carry their own way in their own personal way. So that's why I had to learn how to ask questions. Just like you said, I ain't never been around that type of environment, type of people to where they got bukus of money, or they chasing their passion, or they doing everything that they love. And for me to learn that, oh yeah, I gotta ask questions. I gotta ask questions that the average that the typical Joe ain't gonna ask.
Yeah.
It's good to know how long you've been in, but nah, I'm trying to dive deep in because it's more to it. It's more to it.
Yeah. True.
All right, so on Instagram, we got a couple people saying, tagging in. Bree said, breaking generational curse. Then my boy Stephen said, it's on a fair. It's only failure if you don't learn from it, and that's completely 100% true.
Damn. Hey, that's bars. Yeah. I like that. Respond to him. That's bars. That's bars.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Tell them they breaking generational, curses by even just tuning in, right? And trying to gain that knowledge. So appreciate y'all.
Hopefully they can hear you. Hopefully this is my second time going on live on Instagram, but hopefully they can hear you.
Hopefully. Or it's just gonna be awkward. I'm over here talking and they just looking. Let me see. Maybe I could pull it up, right? I could pull it up and see. What's failure as knowledge?
Now on Instagram it's bullish T, bullish underscore T, BULLISH, and then underscore T, TEE.
Oh, I got it. Okay. Oh, I don't know if they can hear. I don't know if they can hear me. Let me see. Oh no, they could. Oh, we lit. Okay,
we good.
we lit. They can hear me. It's lit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But man, listen. So to close it out, do you have any closing remarks? Any last minute thoughts that you want to discuss about?
No, I say don't stop. Like don't be deterred by what everyone else is doing. Because the ones that are doing differently usually it pays out differently.
Mm-hmm.
which yeah, that's a bar right there. But no,
Hey.
you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do what everyone else is doing. You can find your own way, your own path, right? Like I really looked up to Nipsey and his movement and his mindset, and the marathon. A lot of people want to get there first. A lot of people want to get there first, but the fact that Nipsey was talking about running a marathon and taking your time and doing it the right way. And another person I look up to mindset wise is Russ. Russ is talking about the same type of stuff. So I just think, I think if you take your time, kind of block out the noise and just continue along your way, remember that time is the most valuable thing, and you'll get there one day.
Dropping bars, ain't you? Oh! Man, that is hard, Jawan, man. I want to appreciate you for coming on, for tagging along with your boy at Fair Years Knowledge. Everybody that tuned in to Instagram, to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, I really appreciate y'all. I really love y'all. And y'all continue to strive for greatness, nothing less, always more. Hold on, Jawan.
Oh, I like that.